Anton Watson, who did not make the very successful road trip because of illness, are back in the lineup. And as we mentioned, JD is in San Francisco, doing great things, I might add.
Yeah, getting ready for that Rising Stars Challenge as Celtics win the opening tip. Long Island without all of their two-way players tonight, including Tosan Iwoma, Reese Beekman, and Tyrese Martin, all not with the team. There's a two-way player, Anton Watson, his shot off the mark. Rodman fighting to keep it alive. It'll stay the Celtics' way.
We had a nice moment before the game. Anton Watson and Drew Timme, two Gonzaga teammates, hugged it out, fist bumped, and also fist bumped my partner, a fellow Gonzaga.
It's Gonzaga night.
It's Gonzaga night here in the Expo.
DJ Rodman tries his luck from the corner. That's off as well. Two empty possessions there for the Celtics.
Rodman hasn't played in a week.
Rodman's missed the last 3 games. The team all kind of battled an illness there for the past week as Timme, little jumper, gets it to roll on in. A promising sight for Timme, who didn't do much the last time at the Expo.
No, he was hanging out with his boy Watson, but the Nets won the game. Watson got the better of him. But Timme had a great afternoon on Tuesday, morning or afternoon. He had a triple-double for the Nets.
Shot clock down to 6 here for Maine. They go to Banks, trying to work on Timme. Touch for Banks, no good. Warren's follow-up, no good as well. Yeah, Drew Timme just 10 points, 8 rebounds in that win here at the Expo in January. But as you mentioned, a 23-point, 15-rebound, 10 assist, triple-double. He acknowledged in the post-game presser that he said, chasing her for a while. He said, she's been eluding me for a little bit. He's a double-double machine, but he said it felt good to finally get that triple-double.
He is definitely Mr. Double, unselfish as they come. The Texan had a great career for Mark Few at Gonzaga.
Tough start for the Celtics here as they turn it over and are down 5-0.
And one wonders, the absence of J.D. Davidson, is that is a fact. You know, he is arguably the best player in the G, let alone the best player on the Maine Celtics. So that's a tall order. All the Celtics have had success without him in this building.
We'll talk about, what they're missing with J.D. Davidson. Head coach Tyler Lashbrook said that he's by far been the best player in the league in this last 6-game stretch. Timme leaves that short. In the month of February, Davidson's averaging 30 points, 6.5 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And so that's the type of production that's difficult to fill tonight.
But you and I don't have a vote, but we'd have voted him for Player of the Week.
Well said, partners. There's Drew Peterson, and Banks follows it up.
Big Banks is so active. The Celtics season changed for the better when he arrived in Portland, Maine. So verbal defensively.
Scott is going. Banks hauls it in, and we've seen him take advantage of some of the lineups that he's faced lately where there hasn't been a lot of guys that can match Banks' size, and he was averaging just about 2 points a game. Now it's up to nearly 7 a game to go with 7 boards, doing a little bit more on offense, not just on defense. Watson from the corner. He's 0 for 2 to start. Right on cue, there's Banks at the follow-up. Good hustle, I'd say, from the Celtics early on, even though this haven't gone their way.
Not good hustle, great hustle. Coach Lashbrook is applauding. And to finish your point about Banks, he does things that you don't see on a stat sheet that impact winning, as does DJ Rodman, as does Cameron Warrens.
They say it'll stay the Celtics' way as it was tipped off of Hayes, so a break for Maine. And I think that's what got Lashbrook so excited about this lineup in this game is look at the starters tonight. The guys you just mentioned, Rodman, Warrens, Banks. It's those guys who have earned that opportunity by doing the little things you don't see on the stat sheet.
Cameron Warrens starting his 3rd game in a row, makes the most of his minutes. And you know, Spencer, my career is in Division II and Division III as a coach. So I love seeing guys like Cameron Warrens who played at Division II at University of Mary have success.
A little touch pass from Warrens to Rodman gets it to go right on cue, sir.
That was pretty special right there.
Yeah, my other Warrens at the University of Mary out of Bismarck. Talked to him about that journey from Division II as Hayes gets it to go. He was one of those guys recruiting out of COVID. The University of Mary offered him a scholarship. He didn't know if he'd see another scholarship during that time, and it's just a part of his journey, as well as so many players in the G League have their own unique journeys to this point.
Well, to finish the point about Warrens, Coach Lashbrook says he does everything to his full potential, 100%. They call it SRG, big term in the Celtics organization, which means stay ready group or stay ready guys. and he has been part of that for the Maine Celtics.
Ooh, watch out for Drew Peterson from the logo. Peterson joined the team in that game against Windy City, and I know fans in the Expo are happy to see him back in Maine.
Windy City, he said he left 18 tickets for family and friends, grew up 30 miles north of the now arena where Windy City plays, and he rewarded the fans with making 3 free throws for Maine's only second, I believe, overtime victory of the season, but they're undefeated on the road in overtime.
7 total overtime games this season. That's more than the last 3 years combined. As you see, Killian Hayes, who's had a great season in the NBA G League after playing for the Detroit Pistons, a former lottery pick. He was great here at the Expo when we saw him in January as well.
He was fantastic when we saw him in January. He did everything right. Has so much fun playing, so skilled, quick. Don't put it on the ground near him because he's going to steal it.
Yeah, leads the G League in steals, and he had 5 here at the Expo in January. As again, Maine earning a second chance opportunity here, down 10-8 to the Nets. Celtics are 6th in the G League in offensive rebounds, with 11 per game. You've seen that early on in this first quarter. Watson can't find it tonight off the second chance.
Spencer, off air, you asked, wow, how could the Nets have lost 6 in a row? Well, one of the reasons they lost 6 in a row, Killian Hayes missed a lot of time with an injury, and when you have your guy out, that makes a big difference because he impacts so many things. So that is part of the reason for the Nets' struggles.
Yeah, they snapped that 6-game losing streak with a 111-85 win over Windy City. And now 7-10 on the year as Banks at point-blank range gets to pack the stat sheet a little bit with the follow-up.
Get a rebound and an extra rebound for the stat sheet.
4 quick points for Banks here in the first 4 minutes. Levels the game at 10 apiece. Hayes again getting to a spot. I believe that went off Banks' knee. Last touch. It'll stay with the Nets.
2 big men playing low there. Timmy had the ball low and Banks hit it out low. Usually you see those guys playing above the rim. Good recovery by the Celtics after the Nets got off to a quick start.
You saw head coach Tyler Lashbrook there. He didn't like that wide open 3 for Scott, but I think he was really excited to see what this team can do and who can step up in the absence of Davison tonight, right before the All-Star break.
A good opportunity for Drew Peterson to show off his ball handling skills.
Tough finish from Hayes. That'll force a timeout from Coach Lashbrook as watch out, Killian Hayes has accounted for 10 of Long Island's 12 points. He can pack the stat sheet. Black history and unity within the state. Another fantastic special edition uniform with a great cause behind it, representing the 3rd place and presented by Unum. And I joked with Drew Peterson again before the game because we talked about he's truly been a two-way player. I mean, he's played just about the same games between Boston and Maine, but he's always been here when we've had a special edition uniform. He's tried all of them out. He says he likes to shake it up.
And the definition of a two-way player is Drew Peterson. So Killian Hayes has 10 of the Nets' 12. Tyler Lashbrook has to be happy that he's only down 2. His club is shooting 4 of 14 in it, and the Nets are 5 of 8, a blistering 62% to start the game.
Yeah, Hayes, a fantastic story, of course, over 300 games in the NBA, 4 seasons with the Detroit Pistons, still just 23 years old as they let Shackle wide open and trying to keep his hot streak alive. Yet another offensive rebound and 2 points for Maine. But Hayes, I mean, they talked about his shooting, and he's shooting 48%, his splits, 48, 39, 76. When he was in Detroit, it was 38% and 28% from 3. So you're seeing that improvement in the G League.
Great growth on his part, and that's what the G is, a developmental league. 60% of the guys in the NBA have played in the G League. Pretty impressive stats.
He's a guy to watch this time of season where you're seeing guys in the G League earn those 10-day contracts and other NBA call-ups, but Maine's been very impressive on the offensive glass here in this first quarter.
What the Celtics should do, and they do a great job of this, they loop on long shots, on three-point shots to where they are, and they tip the ball without jumping. You saw DJ doing that right there. Maine does it as well as anyone. That's why Coach Lashbrook was pleased with his team's performance.
Maine just 2 for 8 so far from beyond the arc, and we've said it on air, and it's something that Coach Lashbrook preaches during pretty much every pregame meeting. Is just what can you control, and you can always control your effort. And in this case, as Peterson lets it fly, crashing the glass. As you see Rodman potentially drawing a foul, and I believe so. It will say the Celtics way. That's one of those things that Lashbrook just loves to see because that is in their control.
Correct. Tyson Etienne guilty of the foul because DJ Rodman, again, just hustled to the right spot on the rebounds. And again, Rodman loops in the rebound without jumping. High IQ rebounder.
Mark Armstrong checking in the game as Etienne will come out after that foul. Hassan Ward, Tristan Enaruna, Jordan Shackle all in for Maine here. Now Shackle coming off a Celtic career high 26 points in that win against Memphis.
That was Etienne's second foul, so that's why he's out of the game.
Ward with the shot clock down to 2, lets it go, and it's nothing but net.
The Warden had a good road trip. They're going to continue.
Yeah, don't hold on to your breath with Killian Hayes there, and back the other way, it's Tristan Enaruna.
Enaruna also had a very good road trip, played a lot of minutes, didn't stuff the stat sheet, but was really involved defensively.
Both teams caught sleeping in transition there. Hayes has been relentless. Left it for Timmy. Shackle thought he had a steal. Instead, it'll be a foul on the ground.
Spencer, former Celtic, O'Shea Brissett, is in the building. He and Coach Lashbrook are very close, but not dressed today, out with a hamstring injury.
He's the only player on the injury report for Long Island. Again, no players on the injury report for the Celtics, just Davidson not with the team.
Last time the Nets were in town, the Expo crowd, High IQ, gave Brissett a standing ovation.
Wide open for 3, rims out. Hauled in by Peterson as Armstrong couldn't get it to go. Jordan Minor also checking into the game for Long Island here. 5-minute mark in the first quarter. Celtics holding just a 3-point lead. Peterson, spin move, gets his spot. Can't get it to go. Hassan Ward fighting for another offensive opportunity. He'll stay with the Celtics.
That was a good move by Peterson because he came across with his eyes out like he was going to pass, which he usually does on that, but he fooled him and took the shot. Basketball's a game of deception, partner. You got to set up your plays.
Again, another great, as you mentioned, opportunity for Drew Peterson. He spoke about that at the very beginning of training camp. He said, what's one of the things on your agenda for this season? And he said to work on becoming a primary ball handler because we know he can shoot. As Rodman hauls that in again, tonight a great opportunity against a guy like Hayes to be that primary creator for these Celtics. And Aruna leaves it for Rodman. Rodman hits the deck and he'll get a timeout call.
Another high IQ play by DJ Rodman.
4 seconds on the shot clock as DJ Rodman grabbed that loose here. NBA Stars in a mini tournament on February 14th. The winner will advance to play in the NBA All-Star game against NBA All-Stars. That team coached by Candace Parker. So JD is the first Maine player to be named 2 Rising Stars. First Celtic to play in the event since Jason Tatum in 2019. And it was just a really tight turnaround. A 7 o'clock tip-off here. And he plays tomorrow night at around 9 o'clock in California.
It's a very impressive company for Mr. Davidson.
And a great opportunity for the third-year guard and Celtics two-way player who has been on a tear in the month of February. Out of the timeout, Celtics got the bucket, and they'll call it goaltending there on Ward.
I said, ooh, because I wasn't sure, but there's no argument from either Ward or Coach Lashbrook.
There's the replay. And
it was... did it hit the
from that
backboard?
Angle.
Yeah, I guess it hit the backboard first.
I will say Hassan Ward has gifted us, I'll say, some of the most, I'm not sure, goaltending calls this season. He has such a knack for getting it at the perfect time that I'm never quite sure as Shackle picks up right where he left off on Monday against the Hustle. 5 3-pointers in that game for Jordan Shackle.
He had a Maine career high in that game. It was great to see many Celtics step up on that road trip. None other than J.D. Davidson doing J.D. Davidson things.
In the last 6 games of this winning streak, Shackle up to 10 points a game, and he's 45% from 3. Just short of his career high of 30 that he had with Capital City earlier on in his career. They double-team Hayes here. He's able to get away with it out to Armstrong. Armstrong goes right at Peterson. It's blocked. And Coach Lashbrook loved that defensive play.
What he does, he points to the back. He wants to clip that up to show the guys that at halftime.
Peterson on the other end.
That was a great double team in rotation. That's why Coach Lashbrook was so pleased.
Jay Scrubb, we have to mark by another second chance opportunity for Maine.
That was an unforced one for the Nets. When they look at that on the film, they won't be pleased.
Yeah.
Celtics have done a very good job offensive rebounding today. They were just fortunate on that one.
Hayes coming out for the first time in this quarters. Roberts checks in for him. It's hard to believe. I mean, Long Island shooting 50% from the floor. Maine shooting just 34%, but they've created so many more field goal attempts. I mean, 26 shots compared to just 14 for the Nets. That's the story of this game. Is right on cue. Anna Runa gets another possession here for Maine.
That's exactly right, partner. The second chance opportunities by the Celtics had 2 shots on that possession because of the great offensive rebounding.
All kinds of brown jerseys there. Couldn't block the shot of Mark Armstrong out of Villanova.
Armstrong, he went by the whole team on that one. That was very impressive.
22-18, Maine holding on to the lead here in the first quarter. And Aruna can't get by the big body of Scott. Now he goes back at him again. Scott all over him, and Aruna's follow-up goes.
Well, Celtics might set a record for missed first shots, convert
Right?
to second shots. It's fine if you get away with it.
Seems like half of their makes have been putbacks. Armstrong's fouled by Jay Scrubb.
Armstrong's done a nice job since he's come in the game, getting to the rack.
Here's the replays. Armstrong with the dribble penetration on Scrubb.
Great job by Armstrong. He got to Scrubb's hip, and once you get to a player's hip, you own him. Almost impossible to guard.
So Armstrong will shoot 1 for 2 here in the NBA G League. His foul shot worth 2 points. Gets it to go, pulls the Long Island back within 4. Long Island top 10 in the NBA G League in free throws made per game. They make about 11 per game. Scrubb 0 for 2 since he's checked in. Gets to the paint this time, went to the right hand, can't get it to go.
Jay usually finishes with the left on that side.
Bit of a scoring drought here for the Maine Celtics now. Scott has Ward, three-point line extended. Scott thought maybe he had something, goes down low. A great pass from Trey Scott to Kevin Obenord.
That time, Long Island handled the Celtics double team well for the easy basket.
Ward goes back door, and both of the big men showing off what they can do.
Great pass by Cameron Ward. Great catch and finish by Hassan Ward, right in rhythm. The key to that was the pass kept his momentum going, like a football quarterback leading the receiver.
Led Ward right to his spot. Down to 8 for Long Island. Roberts has Scrubb. Armstrong lets it go. Rattles in and out for Armstrong. Scrubb will bring it up for Maine.
So Maine is up 4. If I didn't look at the scoreboard, I would think the Nets were up because of the way they're shooting.
And Maine taking twice as many shots, and why not? Circus shot for Jordan Shackle. Ward, first one doesn't go. Second one. Third one, make it 4 for Hassan Ward.
So that's why the stats are so. They have 4 shot attempts. Coach Udofia cannot be happy with the way his team is rebounding in the first quarter so far.
Maine Celtics out-rebounding Long Island. How about 19-5? Holding a 6-point lead here. 2 for 1 for Long Island. Armstrong's pull-up J is good.
Wow, he came to play tonight, did Mr. Armstrong.
It's been all about the guard so far for Long Island between Armstrong and Hayes. A 9-second difference. Shot clock and game clock. Donald Carey's 3 doesn't go. Minor brings up the floor as Long Island most likely will hold it here for the final shot.
Long Island did a very good job, no matter what happens here on the 2-for-1 situation. Look for the Celtics to possibly double Spencer.
Armstrong in the face of Enaruna, and the hot first quarter for Armstrong continues. 2 seconds to go. Scrubb lets it go from three-quarter court. Jay Scrubb's off the mark. But Maine Celtics, despite shooting just 31% from the floor, keeping Long Island at bay. They'll carry a 28-inch, but then the difference in rebounding so far.
The Celtics have 12 offensive rebounds. you go through a whole game and don't have 12 offensive rebounds. Now, you see, it's unheard of. If you saw those stats, you would think for sure the Nets would be up a bunch. Celtics are up 1.
It's been the story of the game so far. Nets 11 for 19. Maine 12 for 37. 37 field goal attempts. But credit to Long Island, they've been getting very efficient shots.
Armstrong's gotten the paint all day. Now, he scored a quick 9 and just made a great assist and tried to pick Jordan Shackle's pocket, but Jordan Shackle said, no, you're not stealing the ball from me in my house. And foul call.
Whistle for the foul. As you mentioned, 9 first-quarter points for Armstrong. Played with the Brooklyn Nets during the Summer League. He's an affiliate player. He comes out of Villanova, where he played 2 seasons there. And again, having a great night for the Expo. And that's what Coach Lashbrook and the staff talked about with this team. No two-way players, but they have a lot of guys who have been here all year long, and they've had different guys in each game, kind of like Maine step up for them.
And a lot of times, sometimes when your two-ways aren't there, your team's more connected, especially defensively. And, you know, the other guys, they're going to, organically, they're going to get more playing time. Wow, big Banks. What a great block.
2 blocks a game since he's joined Maine is Banks. He's there again. Affected that shot, but he's whistled for the foul and 1 for Minor.
Good start for the Nets after the break.
And excuse me, that was not Minor, that was Kevin Obenor. Finishing through the contact there, going on the reverse layup with Banks.
Obenor didn't play here in the Expo or on Tuesday, but taking advantage of his minutes there.
Couldn't complete the 3-point play on the free throw, as Long Island now 3-point advantage over Maine.
Coach Udofia must have had a great quarter message for his club.
Scrub hasn't been able to find his shot so far tonight. Now 1 for 4 from the field is Jay Scrub. Great ball movement again as Shackle was on the ground. And as you mentioned, Long Island has really found their offense in the second
Celtics are
quarter.
going to have to do something, partner, to adjust. They're too easy for the Nets. They're getting the ball inside at least the last 7 possessions, beating the Celtics off the dribble.
Scrub is fouled by Obenor, and he'll go to the free throw line. Shooting 1 for 2 is Jay Scrub, 62% free throw shooter this season, and a good way for Maine to generate some offense, getting to the free throw line.
The last time Jay played, he had 20, very efficient 20 points in this building last Thursday. When Spencer, you did what I call a Vince Scully broadcast. You broadcast the game solo. And, wow, another offensive rebound.
Banks, very effective here to start the game.
But Spencer, remember Coach Nashbrook told us when they were in their free throw woes, we started being much more aggressive on the free throw line, rebounding.
Yes.
Now that they've corrected the free throws, they've shot 70% in the winning streak. No longer an Achilles heel.
And Aruna from Scrub slices through the lane, can't finish, but he's fouled and go to the line. And it's a great point. It's what we were talking about in the first quarter about controlling what you can control. He's like, we can always crash the glass. There's no reason, and Maine has been in the bottom half of the G League in defensive rebounding. But credit to them, again, they've always been in the top 10 on the offensive glass. And a lot of that's being reinforced with Banks getting in a rhythm with this team. 8 rebounds for James Banks in this first half already.
Very impressive is Mr. Banks. Well, you know, I say often how much I love the way he plays, especially defensively. He's just always talking, always keeping the ball alive. He has the heart of a teddy bear. And what did he tell you he wanted his nickname to be? I forgot.
He goes, I'm the destroyer.
He's a teddy bear. What a nice fella from Decatur, Georgia, Georgia Tech product. Same school as Coach Udofia. A couple of Georgia Tech grads in the building this evening. I think Gonzaga's still outweighs everybody.
Well, there he is, Drew Timme. Spin cycle. Watson poked it away, and that'll be a foul as Brown went for the slam, and a lot of Maine Celtics players want to challenge this foul.
Let's see on the replay. Coach Lashbrook staring at his replay crew. They're just not. James Banks usually doesn't contest. And what I mean by contest, he contested the shot. He usually doesn't disagree.
I got to point out, we joke about the Gonzaga thing and those guys being buddies and talking before the game. Couldn't you tell that Anton knew Timme was going to spin there?
Yes.
Just came right on the backside to poke that away. Like, hey, I saw that for 4 years.
As we said last broadcast, that's happened in practice once or twice, I'm sure.
Exactly. Those guys won over 120 games together, 4 Sweet 16 appearances in the NCAA tournament while playing for the Bulldogs. And a lot of Gonzaga fans still like to watch them do their thing in the NBA G League. Donald Carey Jr. has been doing his thing lately, and Carey Jr. has really provided a boost for these Maine Celtics in the last week.
He took advantage of his playing time in the Windy City. He had 18, and then he followed up with 11 in Mississippi on Monday.
Armstrong, not that time. Watson trying to push the ball up the floor here for the Celtics. Creates an open opportunity for Jay Scrubb. Back-to-back triples for Maine.
We talked about that off air. One of the keys for the Celtics was to push the ball up the court. He's taking advantage that time.
And we follow the progress of especially the two-way players, because Boston Celtics fans love to watch. This game on NBC Sports Boston is over off the mark, but the ability of Watson to get a rebound like that and be the primary ball handler and get this team up the floor and create some good offense.
That's why he was drafted wisely by the Celtics.
Hit off the glass by Scrubb, and last touch by the Nets, it looked like, but they'll say it stays Maine's way.
To your point with Anton Watson, tremendous ball handler, grown so much as a player in a short time in Maine. He's really improved his three-point field goal shooting.
36-33, Maine Celtics leaders that will stay with Long Island. And yeah, we said with Davison out, I think that could be an important part of this game as Watson bringing the ball to the floor at times here, relieving some of that pressure as Hayes back in the game, lefty floater, 14 points for Killian Hayes.
He literally checked in with 3 seconds, scored a point. He loves playing in this building. He put on a clinic here last month. Floor vision, just phenomenal player.
Killian Hayes had just 11 points in that dominant win over Windy City as Watson's step back doesn't go. But as you mentioned, 25 points, 8 assists, 5 steals when he was last year at the Expo.
Kendall Brown also had 25 in the Expo that day. He's been quiet so far.
Drew Timme, one of the best rebounders in the game, gets the follow-up to go.
Timme is almost averaging a double-double. His rebounds are 9.9.
Timmy's been effective since joining the team from Stockton. Ball fake. Watson is looking for that extra pass. It was sniffed out by Brown. Brown goes right at Scrubb. 1-2 step off the mark. It's a battle for the rebound. They'll stay with Long Island.
Good contest by the Celtics.
Banks will check out of the game. Hassan Ward and Drew Peterson will come in as Scrubb will also go to the bench.
Good effort by both Banks and Scrubb. Coach Lashbrook's got to be pleased with his team's effort.
Banks with 6 points and 9 rebounds in the first half. That's something that Maine didn't have as Hayes with a rare miss. The last time these two teams played, one, it was odd with and Aruna here going to the rack. It was odd because it was the third game in 4 days, and it was coming off a back-to-back overtime game against College Park, but also Maine, Ward couldn't affect that shot from Brown. Maine didn't really have any size. They just had Hassan Ward, and that was it. He was on his own in the front court.
Oh, no. The Celtics got out quick on adrenaline that day, and it was all downhill. I mean, Long Island was in town the day before and practiced when the Celtics were playing.
And hadn't played a game for a week.
Correct. So that the odds were against you. That happens. That's why you play. Well, we talked about this briefly with Coach Lashbrook, but this is the last game before the All-Star break, and coaches fear don't go on break.
Those floors, Frederick Douglass stood on those floors, and you can even see some of the lines and the beams that can tell you what kind of construction was there previously. They used to have apartments there. A really cool building that is waiting on a federal grant to be completely renovated and restored to its original nature. Scott out of the timeout gets a wide open look. Great execution from the Nets out of the timeout.
Celtics went zone for the first time out of the timeout. Coach Adolfo's team had an answer.
And now it's the largest lead of the night for Long Island, 42-36, halfway through this second quarter. Rodman tries to power his way to the bucket, and another follow-up from Hassan Ward.
14 offensive rebounds for the Celtics.
Incredible, and Hassan Ward, a big part of that with 6 total rebounds, and we know a lot of them on offense. Ward and Scott have been botting each other up, though, back and forth, and Scott wins the battle that time.
So here's the difference in the game. The Celtics have 20 second chance points. The Nets have 30 points in the paint.
That's it right there. Watson, Peterson left wide open. The two-way knocks it down.
Two-way to two-way. That was fantastic action by the Celtics.
That was those perfect kind of drills that they work on. We see in practice, we see pregame as Timmy draws the foul on Ward. Well, those are the things Drew Timmy does. Those ball fakes, you don't have to worry about him in terms of your slogan of what makes a fake a good fake.
No, correct. He's a dynamic faker, if you will. But the action with Peterson and Watson was fantastic, and we see Peterson work on it every day he's here before the game. So I thought he was done with the workout, and I was embarrassed. He started talking to me. He goes, Coach, I got 2 more minutes to finish. Oh, I was so embarrassed that I thought he was walking to the locker room. Just talked about how happy he was to play so well and make those 3 free throws to clinch the victory in Windy City against his family and friends. He was excited to be home.
A great moment for Drew Peterson as Drew Timmy. His 1 for 2 to go, 6 points for Timmy. Watson comes right back at him the other way. Timmy hauls in another rebound. He's got 4 on the night.
That was a great big boy move by Watson. Just couldn't get the shot to go.
Hayes, that lefty floater's been good for him so far. It was off the mark, and Coach Lashbrook trying to pick up the pace in the offense for this team.
Yeah, the Celtics only have 2 fast break points. Not what they need to win this game.
Killian Hayes hounding Peterson as he tries to use his size. Ward taking it off the dribble, goes right at Drew Timmy. Can't get it to go.
Timmy doing what he's done his whole career, just recovering at the rim.
And Brown the other way. 50-41 now Long Island as this game really starting to get up and down the floor for both sides. Watson on Timmy, leaves out to Rodman in the corner. Beautiful ball fake, back to Watson, gets it to go.
Great pass by Rodman, great fake by Rodman. Mature finish by Watson, changing hands.
DJ Rodman has the chore of guarding Killian Hayes. That's now Shackler ran into the big body of Timmy. That freed up Hayes, who's missed his last 3. Timmy's follow-up, I believe they called the foul on the ground.
Whistle first. It was hard for us to hear it. The Expo crowd was loud to their credit. Drew Timmy's definitely more engaged this time in the Expo than he was last time.
Yeah, that zag-to-zag connection, Anson and I were joking that he outscored Timmy in that game. He had 16 and 16 in that game. Timmy just with 10, but, I mean, Drew Timmy, 21 points, 10 rebounds a game pretty much in the regular season. Really padding the stat sheet as of late.
And for the folks just tuning in that didn't start the original beginning of the game, my broadcast partner, Spencer Martin, is also a proud Gonzaga grad. Just needs to be said.
Has to be said. Get it out there. And, yeah, like I said, those guys played 4 years together. Timmy actually still has a record for most 20-point games in the NCAA tournament with 10.
And isn't Watson second all-time in steals, I believe?
Second all-time in steals at Gonzaga.
We know who's first.
Exactly. And Aruna, a rare step-back 3.
So is John Stockton the answer like J.D. Davidson is for everything here? You just say John Stockton for a Gonzaga record book?
Not as much as you would think. A lot of them, it's Drew Timmy in terms of scoring.
And right on cue, that was a very mature spin move by Timmy. Largest lead for the Nets. Celtics need to pick up the defense, partner.
It definitely, the energy has kind of left the building a little bit on that side of the ball. And Aruna will go to the foul line as Scott is whistled for the foul.
That's one of those situations where if you'd have made the basket, the official might not have blown the whistle.
And that's what Scott's arguing right
Somebody's
now.
never happy. Trevian Scott now is like, hey, they call him Trey Scott's. No.
And Aruna, 59% free throw shooter. And it's off the mark. And we were talking about how that's been better for Maine of late, but they're 0 for 3 tonight.
Nope, that was the Achilles heel the first part of the regular season. It was not in the tip-off tournament, and it has not been in the 6-game winning streak. But if Celtics need to change their mojo quickly, partner.
Now down double-digit after the latest bucket from Hayes, in and out. And you see the Nets continue to push the ball forward. Hayes wide open in the corner, lets it go. Killian Hayes unstoppable tonight, to 19 points.
This is eerily similar to the first time the Nets were in. Celtics had a good start, and the Nets just beat them down the floor the rest of for 3 quarters of that game. That's happened in the second quarter.
5 of the last 6 games, Killian Hayes has scored 25 points or more, and he's well on his way. Shackle, another kind of empty possession for the Maine Celtics, as this pick and roll game between Drew Timme and Killian Hayes has proven extremely effective. Timme left wide open. It's been all Long Island on this run.
Big run. Maine has not scored in over 2 minutes.
Just like that, it's 59-43 in favor of Long Island. Peterson ends the scoring drought. Ball will just kind of get reset there after Drew Peterson got it to go. 8 points in this first half for the two-way Celtics player. They need that in a bad way, just someone to create something.
Correct, and that's what Drew Peterson needs to do in this situation, especially with J.D. Davidson out.
Hayes using that screen again from Timme, goes right at Watson, and he wins the battle that time.
Well, this time it's been all Timme.
The first quarter was all Hayes. Second quarter, all Drew Timme, up to 14 points now. Between him and Hayes, they have been getting it done here. Hayes with 19, Timme with 14.
The biggest adjustment for the Nets, they've also cleaned up the offensive rebounds. Celtics only have 2 this quarter.
Peterson left wide open, gets it to go. Nothing but net for Drew Peterson. Just 1 minute to go here. Celtics down 13 to Long Island.
Peterson has 11, only Celtic in double figures.
Long Island shot a blistering 55% from the floor. Rodman sniffed out that pass. DJ Rodman off the steal. Goes right at Hayes, leaves it too strong off the glass. Drew Peterson on the follow-up at point-blank range. Misses. Missed opportunity for Maine. Etienne, 2 for 1. Celtics get a break, but Drew Timme on the offensive glass, battling with Enaruna. It'll be a foul and another chance at the free throw line for Drew Timme.
Here's why that was a great shot by Etienne. Obviously, he can make the shot, but Drew Timme was under the basket, so if he missed, he was going to get the rebound.
With a guy who does rely on that ball fake a lot, getting people up in the air, getting you in foul trouble a little bit. And he's been effective when he's gotten to the line.
And that's the key. His fakes, you have to respect them. Then he gets fouled and usually makes free throws. You did the announcer's jinx to your fellow Zag.
Not mad about it in this scenario. 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock as Maine tries to build a little bit of momentum here to finish the half. Hayes hounding Peterson, swings it to Enaruna with the hammer.
Enaruna taking it to ya.
Tristan Enaruna. Beautiful dunk for the Maine Celtics. Hayes looking to answer. Lets it go with 2 seconds on the clock. Killian Hayes no good, and a great way for the Maine Celtics to finish the half, mostly dominated by the Nets in the second quarter.
Second quarter was all Long Island. And I don't know about you, but I'm like, when Killian Hayes shot it, I was like, yeah, of course.
Things to come as a potential run here. Again, Maine also without J.D. Davidson in this game, as you see the stat leaders from that first half. Drew Peterson, the only Celtic in double figures with 11 points and 3 rebounds. We talk about the production difference with J.D. Davidson being out, but so much of that is defensively as well. And I think you saw that in the second quarter. You mentioned that dribble penetration. We'll see how the Celtics can respond here in the second half.
Right, so even in that situation, I'm sure Coach Lashman would like Drew Peterson to put the ball on the deck a little bit, but it worked. Great job by Cameron Warrens.
Warrens and starting for the third consecutive game, and a great shooter in the open chances like that. So is Killian Hayes, though.
Over his average already. He has 22 now.
An impressive game for Killian Hayes. Maybe some rumors and some NBA conversations about him getting a potential call-up here as we approach All-Star Week. Showing why Peterson misses everything. It didn't hit the rim, so the shot clock is a factor. Warrens gets it to go. A huge play for the Maine Celtics.
Great hustle play right there. The old Celtics broadcaster Tommy Heinsohn used to give Tommy points But then they gave one right back, and Coach Lashbrook is incredulous in front of us with the defensive breakdown.
4 total threes, 2 by each team to start this second half. That's why Lashbrook's so upset as Killian Hayes gets a steal. He leads the G League with 3 a game.
Like I said, he'd take your lunch money, Killian Hayes. He steals everything.
Had 6 in a game, was his season high. He had 5 against the Maine Celtics last time as Brown got that to drop.
Hayes was born in Lakeland, Florida, but grew up in France as his dad was a professional player in France.
Looking to earn his way back to the NBA. Short jumper for Banks is left short. Celtics still trail by 13 here after a fast start in these opening 2 minutes. 14 first half points for Timmy. Goes back on the block against Banks. Ball fake 1, ball fake 2. Shot is off for Timmy.
Banks did a good job there, not going for the fakes.
Watson, Rodman, and another miss from point-blank range. Maine Celtics have left probably 6 or 8 points, you think, just on those little bunnies at the rim.
At least 6 or 8. And the other thing that's hurt them is they're 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Again, that's a lot of points left. Nice run out. That's what they need to do. But again, the Achilles heel in a losing streak in the first part of the regular season was the free throws. That reared its ugly head in the first half.
Warrens, 5 points in the second half. Timmy tries his luck from beyond the arc, off back rim. Chance for Maine here again to cut into this lead. Hassan Ward already at the scorer's table here to check in. Watson thought about it, instead uses his size advantage on Hayes. Looked like Hayes got a lot of wrist and the foul was called late.
A lot of wrist. No argument, in fact. No circle. You see Watson. Yeah, that was an easy one.
Still shooting 1 for 2 as Hassan Ward enters the game for James Banks. Watson, 66% free throw shooter this season. Makes the first one of the night for the Celtics.
It's good. Again, in a G League, you shoot 1 free throw for 2 points or 1 free throw for 3 points until the last 2 minutes.
Quick dribble, handoff to set up Brown. It's poked away by Rodman. Brown gets it right back. A lot of guys in the area, but Etienne finishes over all the Celtics in the paint.
You could see why when we were chatting with Coach Lashbrook before the game, he was feared the Nets' ability to score. They have a lot of weapons.
Certainly do, and Kendall Brown and Tyson Etienne are 2 of them that have been relatively quiet. Watson from deep leaves it short.
In the first quarter, those were the ones that the Celtics were offensive rebounding.
Certainly feels like the Nets, as Brown gets that jumper to go, are really just flying around. Hayes does an amazing job at pushing it up the floor.
This is eerily similar to the game back in in January, I misspoke, when the Celtics got off to a good start, and then Long Island just out-quicked them for the rest of the game.
Look at the pace, and again, Brown, the beneficiary, doesn't get the 3 to fall, but just the pace of play, I think, is staggering for the Nets as Watson answers with a hammer of his own.
Great vision by Drew Peterson. Great floor running by Watson for the easy deuce. That's the transition points we were talking about.
Long Island's controlled most of those so far. See if Maine can continue to build on that. They force a turnover as Etienne stepped out of bounds, and Aruna will enter the game now for Anton Watson.
Celtics looking to cut it to single-digit deficit on this possession.
8 points, 5 rebounds for Tristan and Aruna. A really strong first half for him. He seems to bring something to the Celtics team that no one else really can in terms of maybe his physicality and his ability to slash.
And he's really grown into that. His length is why he's going to have a long and prosperous professional career. He can shoot the 3. You see the fake little bully ball right there. That was pretty good. You asked the question and he does it. You're clairvoyant.
I like it. It's 2 points for the Celtics as he went right at Etienne. I mean, you just look at the floor and it feels like Maine has a size advantage to a lot of their guards and small forwards as Hayes got to his spot, Didn't convert. Enaruna in transition. Warren's on the follow. That'll force a timeout as 7 second-half points from Cameron Warren's. Hustling and getting rewarded by his coach.
6 fast break points for the Celtics. That's what they need.
Warren's made the shakes. He ran the drive-through. Shamrock Shake is back at McDonald's for a limited time, and 25 cents from each Shamrock Shake sold in Maine goes to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Maine. And we like to make jokes as broadcasters, right? He's doing it all. He might as well be selling the popcorn in the concession stands. In that case, he literally was getting it done at McDonald's as well.
Love the Shamrock Shake. St. Patty's Day coming up. And the run continues for the Celtics.
Drew Peterson buries another triple, his 4th of the game. Cuts the lead down to 4. Timmy looking for the answer. He leaves it short as Ward kept his arm straight up. Peterson in transition. Warrens looking for 3 more. Why not Cameron Warrens feeling it in the Expo?
2 keys to that. Drew Peterson pushed the ball up the floor. You won't see on the stat sheet. DJ Rodman ran the floor, so the defense had to collapse, leaving Warrens open.
It's another steal. Warrens in the open floor. Warrens. 2 more. Cameron Warrens has 15 second-half points, and just like that, the Maine Celtics are back in front.
15 points in 7 minutes.
Not a bad third quarter for the D2 product out of the University of Mary. A guy who joined the team midway through the season pokes it away. Cameron Warrens, have yourself a third quarter. He may just force another timeout. The Nets are going to play it through, but something needs to be done to stop this man on a tear.
Killian Hayes, you're not the only one that can have one-man runs in the Expos. It's Cameron Warren's time.
Warrens is embracing his opportunity and has helped the intensity on the defensive side for Maine really step it up as Hayes quiets the crowd for a moment.
Well, as we talk about all the time, in the G League, runs happen very quickly. That was the perfect example of that.
Warrens just off back rim. It looked like it was going to go down and the roof was going to blow off this place. Instead, it's Scott. His 3 is long. Brown was the one who ended up getting that long offensive rebound. Shot clock down to 7. Etienne, dribble penetration, tough floater drops.
Big time play by Etienne. Offensive rebound by Brown kept the possession alive.
Look at that smile on Etienne's face. Peterson with a laser down to Rodman, uses that pivot foot, finishes with the left hand.
Got to be impressed by the way Drew Peterson's running the point here and making the passes. J.D. Davidson, if you're watching, your boy's doing a great job.
8 dimes for Drew. Timmy drops a dime to Etienne. It's long. Another rebound for Peterson as well. Maybe need to keep your eyes out on a triple-double for the two-way player. Rodman sets the screen. Pick and roll, guard to guard. It's the 9th assist for Drew Peterson.
So DJ Rodman does all the little things on the stat sheet. As he got rewarded that time with points. He's so winded. He's asking Coach Lashbrook to come out of the game.
Rare miss for Timmy on a wide open floater. That shot is his bread and butter. Here's Peterson again, just throwing that thing around like he's in the backyard.
Well, that's the key to the run, to getting the ball up the floor quickly, which Coach talked about us before the game, and the Celtics did not do that at all in the first half.
Ward lost it. Hayes quick to push it up the floor. Hayes, a tough finish off the glass. 26 points now for Killian Hayes.
So he had 25 last month. He has 26 now with plenty of time left in the game, does Killian Hayes. He must love the Maine water, partner.
How about Cameron Warren? 17 points now. Leads Maine scores as Hayes pokes that away. I think he's going to get a breather here from Jordan Shackle. He will, as Pippen will also come into the game along with Jay Scrubb. Cameron Warren is going to hear it. Artists of color. And again, one of those artists, Iman White, designed the jerseys that you're seeing today. It's the second game this month. Maine Celtics rocking the Black History Month uniforms. And I think you alluded to it, that timeout needed for the Celtics as Shackle doesn't get it to go. Scrubb on the follow-up, but they needed that timeout just to catch their breath. They expended so much energy the last few minutes in that run.
Scrubb getting offensive rebound. Celtics 17th of the game on the old glass.
Omenor's three bounces off the rim. Drew Peterson hauls in yet another rebound, his 7th of the game. Quickly up ahead to Scrub. I agree with your point. That has been a huge difference in the game. Is Scrub three is good. Getting the ball up the floor has created so many better shot opportunities for Maine.
Great halftime adjustment by Coach Lashbrook. I don't know if so much was a halftime adjustment because he wanted his guys to do that the whole game. They just didn't do it in the first half. Kavion Pippen battling, getting some minutes. Kavion did not play on the road trip. But again, stay ready group, stay ready guys. Kavion's in that group as well.
And I imagine with some of these guys that Long Island has, they wear you out as well. Timmy puts a lot of pressure on these bigs, so Pippen getting some minutes. That's a wide open shot that drops for Mark Armstrong. A good answer for the Nets here with under 2 minutes of play in the third, where Maine has erased a 13-point deficit to lead by 3.
Armstrong's played very well today. He's up to 12.
14, 9, and 7 for Drew Peterson. Leaves it for Enaruna. Had a lot of success getting to his spot. He's fouled as Enaruna driving to the rack and having a lot of success.
Spencer, you and I broadcast a lot of games together, developed some good chemistry. So the whole possession, Enaruna was fouled, and I wanted to keep screaming, that's a foul. So I'm glad when he put it on the floor the first time, and then we finally passed it. So that's what you talked about earlier in the first half, Enaruna's growth into so many little things to impact the game.
Before he checked into the game for the first time in this third quarter, I saw him have an extended conversation with head coach Tyler Lashbrook, and to me, if I could guess what he said, it felt like he was saying, be aggressive. Drive, create your own shot, and we've seen that from Enaruna. Drew Peterson had to kind of chuck it up, and it was off. But so great to see that potential come to fruition with Enaruna.
Coach Lashbrook does an unbelievable job talking to his players constantly.
Brown with a tough finish through the contact from Pippen. Cuts it back within one, and Scrub right back in transition.
That's the transition that the Celtics needed. They now have 14 fast break points. They only had 2 at the half.
An unbelievable third quarter for the Maine Celtics. They had just 50 points at halftime, out about 37-point third quarter, as Brown's been heating up, left it short.
Celtics going to go for 2 for 1. Coach Lashbrook screaming that out.
It's Pippen setting the screen for Peterson, looking for an option. They're going 2 for 1. Enaruna has to get it up. It looked like there was a little bit of contact, no whistle.
It's going to be a tough 2 for 1. We have about 2.1 seconds differential.
So Long Island will set things up from the top. Armstrong, 12 points in the game off the bench for the Nets. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He goes to that step back over Shackle. Tough shot, doesn't go. 3 on the game clock. Scrub trying to push up the floor. Cutting Peterson. Gets it to roll at the buzzer. Scrub.
That's what I'm talking about, partner. Getting it up for the 14th fast break point for the Celtics that quarter. That's the difference.
The guys inside the locker room. We spoke a lot with Coach Lashbrook about something you know a lot about, John, just what it takes to become a coach. Advice he has to young coaches, the challenges of being a coach. One of those when you're looking at a 9-game road trip here coming up. Time away from family. Things like that, a fun conversation with him in Bites and Basketball.
Always enjoyed talking to Coach Lashbrook. Really intelligent, really passionate coach.
Kavion Pippen, everyone getting involved here tonight, and one of the things that stood out to me from that conversation with Coach Lashbrook last night seems very evident. Celtics were down 16 in this game. They're now up in front by 7. They turned up the intensity. He said that when they were 6 and 9, he put 2 and 9 on a whiteboard in one of their practices at the Expo. No one knew what it meant. He wrote 2 and 9. He said that's the record the OKC Blue had last season during the regular season. The OKC Blue, of course, beating Maine in the NBA G League Finals. Since he did that, Maine hasn't lost.
Enough said.
And they're answering the call again tonight. Don Carey Jr. over to Shackle. Shackle from way out there, short.
Well, we kept talking on the air, and I even predicted Celtics were really close to putting it all together. And they have, and that's a credit to Coach Lashbrook and the whole organization. Jarrell Christian's put together a great roster.
Long Island has Missed some easy shots at the rim here in the second half that were going for him in the first half. Scrub tried to just put his head down and score, but stepping out of bounds was Obanor. It'll stay with Maine.
So here's the difference, Spencer. At halftime, the Celtics had 2 fast break points. Now, 18. And that's what's turned the game around for them. Because, as you said, they were down 16, and it looked like it was going to be a repeat of the game in January where Long Island had their way for 3 quarters.
Just like that. Now, leading to start this fourth quarter, Maine Celtics 16-5 this season when they hold the lead to start the fourth quarter. Have a little bit of trouble getting the ball in. They do find Pippen at the shot clock. How about back-to-back buckets by Kavion Pippen? The bench loving it.
Love it. That's fantastic. And we have to say Cameron Warren's having the best quarter of his life, which is great to see because he's such a fine young man.
Tough finish by Roberts. Answered for Long Island. Cut it back down to 5. Scrub has been able to get some of that dribble penetration. Hasn't been able to score too much at the rim at this point.
That time the ball went off his leg. Scrub did some nice things in his third quarter. He's up to 10 points. He did a very good job pushing the ball and running the floor, recipient of some of Drew Peterson's phenomenal passes.
Roberts just got to the cup on the last possession. This time it looked like it may have gone off Scrub's foot. After all that, it'll stay with Long Island. Well, Maine is 9-1 this season. When they score 120 points or more, they'll need another quarter like they saw in the third. Hardly 39 points. It's one of the highest scoring quarters for the Celtics this season.
Well, you know, there's always that word that comes often, about 35% for the Maine Celtics, called overtime, target score.
6 overtime games at home, 7 overall after getting a win at Windy City on that road trip. Turnover will go to Maine. And we talk about that 2-9 record that Coach Lashbrook alluded to. We should mention that the Maine Celtics last year, they were 11-9 entering the All-Star break. And so as up and down as this season's felt at times, sitting at 12-9 right now, they're in a similar position. Shackle has the ball stolen from him. That'll be a foul call, but it will be on Shackle.
Interesting. Obenauer, I think he went into a shot too soon. If he,
right.
You know, he didn't play on Tuesday, didn't play in the Expo. Let's see that. See right here, he's before the key. But Shackle did bump him. Celtics arguing it should be on the floor. Obenauer going to the free throw line where he has 1 shot for 2 points. Played at Texas Tech.
67% free throw shooter is off. And that one means chicken nuggets for everyone here at the Portland Expo. So everyone goes happy in that way at least.
Missing for chicken, a great promotion.
Long Island's been turning up their ball pressure here. Roberts leading the way with that. 93-88, Maine still leading, trying to get a win without their star, J.D. Davison, tonight.
Well, on New Year's Eve day, they were victorious in this building without J.D. Davison. J.D. Davison did a great job coaching that day.
That's right. He's been just so available for Maine. He's done everything this organization could really ask for. They're trying to pick one up for him. Carey Jr., the shot clock winding down. A little shimmy, couldn't go. Watson hauls in an offensive rebound. Scrub leaves it for Pippen. Two-handed slam.
Great pass by Scrub. Pippen up to 6 points. Again, stay ready. Celtics mantra.
Kavion Pippen playing some big minutes for Maine here in the second half. Obanor leaves it for Scott and 1. Scrub knew it. He just kind of had his hands digging down there, and chance for a 3-point play here for Scott.
Jay with a puzzled look. You'll see the replay. Might have been a foul there.
Go on, Pippen.
Right. I think Jay's upset with himself for missing a cover down.
Yep.
What he did.
Rotating over
right,
there.
Correct. We call it a cover down, which didn't see in real time.
Scott couldn't convert the 3-point play, but he gets his own offensive rebound, then tries his luck from 3. Pippen is fouled on the rebound by Roberts. A little hectic play there.
To quote Maine Celtics play-by-play guy beside yourself,
Yes,
Machine, nobody ever commits a foul. Roberts so that was a perfect example of that. What? I'm only quoting.
2 team fouls apiece, though, for it seems so far. Just under 9 minutes to go. And what's looking like another hectic finish at the Expo. Jay Scrub leading the offense right now with Drew Peterson on the bench. It's turnover of Roberts, but it goes out of bounds. Break for Maine there.
When he threw the ball, I said, oh no, it's going to be a turnover. So the Celtics were very fortunate that time. It was a little too, that wasn't one of those fake that looks like a fake. That was too telegraphed.
Well, both of these teams are, again, we've talked about with Maine, but Long Island as well, as Drew Peterson checks in the game for Jordan Shackle. And Don Carey Jr. comes out for Cameron Warrens. Both are top 5 in turnovers. Under 15 a game. You look at Long Island, just 6 turnovers. I'm sure almost all of them came in that third quarter, it feels like. And Maine just 9 turnovers so far.
Again,
so
when you have J.D. Davidson, you don't turn the ball over often. But the big impact on the game partner is Killian Hayes just checked back in for the home stretch.
Cameron Warren says, I got something to say about that as well. At a 17-point third quarter. Shot clock running out, though, on Maine as Pippen was juggling it with Long Island.
Drew Peterson, high IQ guy, says it was my fault, gave Pippen the ball in a situation that was not his strength with the shot clock winding down.
And we give Horns a little bit of love. We talk about a guy who may have never expected to start a game in this level of the G League, and now starting 3 in a row and having a fantastic game. His girlfriend also is here in Maine right now. She's actually a credentialed photographer courtside right now, and so they're looking to do something on Valentine's Day tomorrow, but cool moment.
She came up and introduced herself to me. She says, I know that voice. Thank you for saying nice things about Cameron. I go, it's very easy to say nice things about Cameron. He plays hard. It's any coach's favorite thing.
Cut by the Celtics in training camp and getting a chance to rejoin the group and contribute in a big way. There's a big shot from Brown. Such an efficient scorer of the basketball.
Efficient. That's what I have on my notes. He had an efficient 25 last month here in this building on 9 of 12. Brown can play.
Now 6 for 10 in this game with 13 points as the defense ramping up for Long Island now. And it's another forced turnover off the foot of Scrub. The Nets are finding something on the defensive side of the ball.
Great minutes by Dion Pippen, who checks out for Tristan and Aruna. DJ Rodman's going to check back in at the next whistle. He did not get to the scorer's table in time. So Cameron Garber said, no, you cannot enter, which was properly adjudicated, I might add.
It was the 11th turnover for Maine. Pull up Jay. Rattles on in for Armstrong.
Wow, has he been impressive today, Armstrong?
All tied up at 95 after 16 points now from Armstrong. 5 Nets players in double figures. It's been a little bit of everybody. Peterson trying to get Maine back on track. Takes his time, and tough bucket goes down.
That's what Drew Peterson needs to do, playing the role of J.D. Davidson today.
And once in a while, as Hayes driving and dishing to Brown, once in a while Drew Peterson kind of starts talking a little bit, gets kind of an edge with the opposing team, and you're starting to see that from Peterson right now. He had a little smile on his face after that last bucket.
Yeah, he's an edge, and that's what makes him good. He and I we talked about a nice chat before the game. He's a basketball player, just loves to play, loves to get better. And he's 2 rebounds away from a triple-double.
MVP and Rookie of the Year Tim Frazier was on that team as well.
There's a great young fan right there on the screen. And Warren's going to the line to continue his career high.
Can't get the free throw to go. A rare miss of any kind for Warrens.
Free throw woes continue. Celtics now 1 of 5, partner.
See if that plays a part here as we approach 6 minutes to go. Timmy somehow left open under the basket as they went zone out of that timeout.
Second time the Celtics have gone zone after timeout. Both times the Nets had the answer. That time, nice pass by Brown.
All level at 97. Too much space for Peterson. One of the league's sharp shooters. Buries his 5th triple of the night.
You can tell he feels it.
Starting to get hot as Drew Peterson up to a team high 21 points. Hassan Ward with the steal. Up ahead to Warrens. Two-handed flush.
The Warden to Warrens. Delivers.
Warrens try to poke it away. It'll stay with Long Island. We'll see if Celtics coaching staff challenges it. Here's your look at it.
I thought it was off Armstrong's leg, but everybody else tends to not agree with me.
102.97. It'll stay with Long Island. Not if the Warden has anything to say about it. Back-to-back steals. He's taking it himself, and he's fouled by Timmy.
That's an intelligent foul by Timmy, with the Warden not being a great free throw shooter.
How about Hassan Ward getting in those passing lanes at the top of the key?
Two possessions in a row. Well, his length is going to make him a terrific pro. We've talked about that. Another Maine Celtic, I should say, that's developed so well this season.
So Hassan Ward is trying to get another double-double. Rodman, though, gets the rebound. DJ Rodman, a chance to reset, and the referees will fix the shot clock here off of the miss by Ward. So they'll go to 10 seconds on the shot clock, say the officials.
Could the offensive rebound off the free throw is why.
DJ Rodman, 7 points, 5 rebounds tonight. Hayes was sniffing out another steal there. Down to 5. Peterson trying to use his length, left it short. Ward with another rebound, but he throws it away, it appears. They'll say over and back, as the Celtics will argue that it was tipped. Referees say no dice, so.
Coach Lashbrook thinks it was tipped. We haven't seen a replay to confer. Coach.
Here is the replay. And
what do you think? Oh, I can't tell. The ball didn't change directions, though.
Too tough to tell. But Hassan Ward has been active once again. 9 points, 11 rebounds off the bench for these Celtics. Hayes has been active, 26 points, game high, gets that step back, and it's been working all night long.
Celtics have adjusted by putting a taller player on Hayes. Hayes says it doesn't matter. Tonight's my night.
Both teams have really been trying to isolate the size advantage they have on different players. For Maine, it seems to be working on either Etienne or Armstrong down on the block. This time pick and roll. Peterson all the way over to Rodman. Extra pass to Enaruna. Pretty ball movement delivers for Maine.
Phenomenal ball movement. Peterson with the hockey assist. DJ Rodman with the assist.
Celtics back up in front by 6 as they're now 15 for 40 from beyond the arc. Timmy just throws it off of Maine.
Big time play by Drew Timmy, keeping the possession alive with an offensive rebound for Long Island.
16 points and 12 rebounds in this one for Drew Timmy. What has Maine done, though, Coach, in this second half? Drew Timmy only has 2 points in this second half.
Great question. First of all, they put better ball pressure, so they couldn't easily get the ball to Timmy. They've also rebounded better to not allow Timmy to get the ball. There's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Going through the screens hard.
And an offensive foul called on Long Island.
No, after the Nets were up 16, it's been all Celtics. And Aruna doing a good job drawing the foul.
Yeah, it went on Brown. A big part of it has been silencing that pick and roll game between Hayes and Timmy. So he kept him in check. And Peterson's hitting hot, driving and dishing. Warren's lost it on the way up. It'll go with Long Island.
So, Spencer, on the Celtics' 6-game winning streak, they've closed out games very well. That's also, you had J.D. Davidson to do it.
Of course.
So, with a long way to go in this one, but that's a question.
Davidson, by far, leads the G League in clutch points. A lot of that's because Maine's played 12 clutch games by the metrics in the regular season. Hayes says, let me go to work on the big. Ward tries to get past him. Hassan Ward played it perfectly.
The Celtics have done a very good job adjusting on how they guard Hayes.
Football pass to Rodman, found Warrens, gets the offensive rebound. They'll call an offensive foul on DJ Rodman.
Wow, Julian Scott with the call from a long way away. Let's see the points. They had 2 at the half. That's why they have a 6-point lead. So Coach Lashbrook, we're not sure if he couldn't or decided not to challenge this one.
But regardless, the timeout went for Long Island and possession stayed with the Nets. and Brown's shot right at the cup, rattled out.
Nice defense by J.D. Rodman. Excuse me, DJ
Rodman. No worries.
I misspoke, thinking of J.D. Davidson, obviously.
Peterson was working off the screen. He's got Scott on him now. Leaves it for Rodman. Peterson gets it back with 5 on the shot clock. Celtics up 6. Peterson lets it go. It's off.
Shot clock was about to wind down. Peterson had to shoot that one.
Still a 6-point advantage for Maine with just 3 minutes to go here at the Portland Expo. Great crowd braving the snow outside in Portland, Maine, to see if Maine can make it 7 wins in a row. Drew Timme, pull up in front of Enaruna. Maine will take that.
Mr. Peterson is now 1 rebound away from a triple-double.
21 points, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds for Drew Peterson. James Banks also with 9 rebounds on the night. Peterson somehow saw Ward down there, leaves it for Warrens, blocked from behind by Timme.
Where did Timme come from? That was a heck of a play.
Hayes ran into the hands of DJ Rodman. A cloddish play there, ends up just being called out of bounds for the Nets.
Both teams playing hard, like both teams really want the win before the break. Both teams leaving everything on the court. It's been a really good basketball game.
Very good game. I think both teams very reflective of each other, as they know their talent doesn't necessarily reflect in their record. Nets 7-10. Both teams on the outside looking in terms of the playoff picture right now.
Celtics doing a good job switching on light screens.
Hayes trying to put in work on Enaruna. Goes that left-handed floater again. Make it 28 for Killian Hayes. Sorry, 30 now.
This might sound far-fetched, but Tristan Enaruna did a good job defensively, and he has 30.
Hard to believe. 13 for 22. Hayes with a 30-piece. Rodman couldn't handle it. Chance for Long Island to cut in his lead again. Ward nearly denied at the rim, and Armstrong somehow muscled that in.
Armstrong is so crafty and creative. Played very well today. Up to 16 points.
1:45 to play. Drew Peterson trying to settle things in and get a good possession for Maine here. And a break, I believe, for the Celtics as Brown whistled for the foul.
What I was going to say, part of the Celtics have been stymied on offense here. Last few possessions, Coach Lashbrook likes to get into sets quicker.
So here we go with 24 seconds now on the shot clock for the moment as Peterson goes to the free throw line, now in the bonus, so Peterson under 2 minutes, shooting a pair of free throws here for Maine. And once again, clutch so far after that effort against Windy City.
Big make, and we take on Windy City. Drew Peterson went to the line and target score overtime and made 3 in a row for the victory.
And those 2 very important as it made it a 2-possession game with just a minute and a half to go. Hayes with 30 points already in his pocket, missed everything on that. Trying to argue that it was tipped. I don't think they're going to win that argument.
Is Coach Goffey going to challenge it? Guess not.
Maine gets the ball inbounded. He was arguing with the official instead of potentially challenging it. So Celtics try to bleed a little bit more clock here. Drew Peterson with 23 points, 10 assists, has been the catalyst for this offense. Shot clock again down at 5. He's got Timme on him. Out to Warrens. Cameron Warrens leaves it short. Hayes hauls in the rebound. And he's fouled by Ward.
It's not going to be a shooting foul first in the last 2 minutes. But still, you don't want to foul 82.5 feet, 90 feet from the basket.
Right? Yeah. Still down 2 possessions, 107-103, a minute to play. Maine leads Long Island, trying to get their 7th win in a row. Killian Hayes again goes right at the Celtics defense. Stopped at first. Armstrong now working on Warrens. Armstrong, that middy's paid off all day long. In and out that time. Second chance opportunity. Scott is fouled by Peterson. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Scott got inside of Peterson. It's too bad because that would have been his 10th rebound for a triple-double. Nice defense by Warrens on Armstrong, and you see Scott just got inside. Great hustle by Scott right there, taking advantage of not being blocked out. Jordan Shackle's going to check in for an offensive possession for the Celtics.
Scott's first free throw is off the mark. He's now 0 for 2 on the day from the stripe.
Jordan Shackle checks in for Cameron Warrens. Again, a little offense situation.
See if Scott can at least pull it back within one possession. And he does so, splitting his trip to the free throw line, pulling the Nets back within 3. Both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way. And Hayes ramping up that defensive pressure.
As we talked about earlier, can the Celtics close it out with J.D. Davidson in San Francisco?
Coach Lashwick's been so proud of the effort his team has played with during this stretch. They're trying to get it done at the Expo. Fadeaway jumper, Peterson. A lot of contact, no foul. Enaruna on the follow-up, left it short at the rim. As we're waiting on the call from the official, and I believe they'll say a foul. No, goaltending was called. The bucket will count by Pierre. A lot of options with Brown, Hayes. What do you like for Long Island here in this timeout?
Long Island look for Killian Hayes off a little ball screen action. Drew Timme rolling to the rim. They don't need a 3 partner. Plenty of time.
They inbound it to Hayes. Leaves it for Armstrong from 3. It's off Timme, fighting for another opportunity. A foul will be called on the ground. Timme will go to the free throw line. Drew Peterson has to be careful arguing in this situation with 11 seconds left.
Correct. So Timmy's going to go to the line for 2 free throws because the Celtics are over the limit. Yeah, good call. He was pushed. You saw the replay. Correct call. So we got that one right.
That's one of those where you're both banging bodies down on the floor. You don't even know when you kind of push them because you're just fighting for position so much. Timme, 2 for 3 from the free throw line. He's long on the first.
Maine Celtics crowd into the game. Fellow Gonzaga grad Anton Watson's going to check in for rebounding.
Watson will certainly have the job of making sure he keeps Timme off the glass, I assume, after that long miss. Timme trying to make it a 2-point game here with 11.5 seconds left. Expo faithful making some noise. And after leaving it long, he left it short. Hassan Ward one-handed hauls in the rebound. And Long Island did get a quick foul. They're advocating for a jump ball.
Good job fouling Ward, who has struggled at the free throw line.
So, you would think, but the Nets aren't happy.
Well, because they want everything. You get a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to...
They may have a case.
They may have a case, and it was quick as well.
Yes. I mean, that... You could argue Brown and Scott may have been able to draw that.
You can argue that.
So instead, it'll be Hassan Ward shooting 2 here. Ward leaves the first one short as Maine's free throw shooting woes now 3 for 9 in the game.
He rushed that one. You see DJ Rodman runs in. He's been phenomenal at getting offensive rebounds off missed free throws.
Ward, a 48% foul shooter. Second one's off, and Rodman nearly had that offensive rebound. Instead, Long Island will get another opportunity and a timeout with 8.3 left at the Expo.
Well, we certainly have a good one.
Shooter hasn't been his night. Instead, it's Armstrong who's been the guy tonight inbounding the ball.
It's been Armstrong's night. Coach Udolphia choosing to go with Armstrong.
Warren's guarding the ball for Maine. 8.3 seconds to go. Celtics trying to make it 7 in a row. Inbound to Timme. It is Armstrong.
Celtics switching everything.
Long Island just trying to get a shot up. Scott from deep. Off the mark. Timme on the follow-up. It doesn't matter.
High IQ play by Drew Peterson. Just not guarding Drew Timme. Let him score.
They'll check the bucket, but it doesn't matter. Maine